Alex Castellanos is here now to dissect what happened with the election on Tuesday. You know, I think a lot of people are feeling stunned. Other people, of course, very happy. But at the end of the day, this is an important study in history, I think, because Donald Trump hit it on a lot of notes that really resonated with the American public. So let's start with his slogan, "Make America Great Again," compared to Hillary Clinton's "Stronger Together, I'm with her."
Yeah, so his slogan was actually a slogan of change, right? Make America great again assumes that it's not great right now. And Americans have been promised change for the last, I don't know how many election cycles. And there's a huge portion of America out there who feels that they haven't gotten it from all the different politicians. So maybe it wasn't so much about what was being delivered, but who was delivering it.
There was also some branding of crisis going on. America's in an economic crisis, which it isn't exactly an economic crisis for the majority of America, but that played out very well.
So that's a point that you can argue either way, right?
Okay.
Is it an economic crisis for the majority of America? In a lot of the cities where we spend a lot of our time, we don't see it as much. Our life goes on. Hypothetically, if it was a Hillary Clinton presidency, our life would go on day to day, and we would still have a fairly insulated economic point of view. But in a lot of the rest of America, they don't feel that way. They feel that they've been left out of the economic growth and the economic prosperity that the rest of the country has been feeling. And I think we saw a lot of that expressed in this electorate voting for Donald Trump.
How much do you think it mattered that Donald Trump is a billionaire and viewed as somebody who's really made it in America?
I think that was important, but mostly not so much about making it in America, but actually as understanding the political elite and understanding the elite class and being able to come down against them at the same time. He's an insider who's against the insiders. At least that's what he ran on, and that's what resonated with people.
And definitely he appealed to the middle class, and that was critical here.
100% true. I mean, the middle class and a large swath of America who we weren't sure was going to show up at the polls. I mean, pollsters, they couldn't see the forest through the trees. Carl Icahn said it yesterday. And the trees were all the different scandals and all the different policy promises. But the forest was this drain the swamp idea that Americans out there want something different, and the swamp is Washington, and it's time to fix that. And now the question is, how hard is it to drain the swamp? I mean, Donald Trump could be faced with reality now of how hard it is to change Washington.
Do you think that pollsters will have to dynamically change the way they do what they do?
I thought they already had. I thought after Brexit, they would have adjusted because there was a huge swath of anger that happened under Brexit that was not measured. And we thought that they would have adjusted. And it turns out anger is very, very hard to measure. We've always known it's very hard to measure how people feel, sentiment, because people don't always know exactly how they feel. We can't express that well. But now we're realizing it's hard to measure how that sentiment reflects in people's actions and their decisions at the polls. So yes, the pollsters need to take a look, and our whole industry does.
Well, Alex, thank you so much for coming on our show and all the insights that you've given to us during this campaign season.
Angie, thanks for having me.